Hello and welcome back, everybody. My name is Michael Leando, and in today's Focus Auto episode, I'm going to be showing you how you can use a JWT that came from Amazon Cognito and hook that up with API Gateway so that way you can access protected resources in your Lambda function. It's a lot involved. It sounds a lot more complicated than it is thanks to some of the cool things that have been happening with the HTTP API. But let's go ahead and check that out. Special shout out as we get going to Eric Johnson for pushing me to do this. Cloud Bart, you can follow him on YouTube. Bart's an awesome person, and he is the one that came up with this challenge of trying to develop technical content while, while still just putting it out there on a single take. So you're gonna hear some flubs, maybe some goofs, but let's go ahead and jump into things. First things first, I'm going to start up in the AWS Lambda service here. And I'm going to go ahead and create a new function, and we're just going to call this pets. The runtime of Node.js 14 is perfectly fine with me. And keep in mind that what we're trying to do here is just have this typically open API. They're pretty much open by default. And we want to go ahead and protect that. So that way, the only person who can log into your application and grab those resources are going to be authenticated users. So let's see here. Let's say OK. And right now we have this function here. Hello from Lambda. Let's change this from hello from protected resources. Awesome. Deploy that. And I could add a trigger here, but I'm actually going to go ahead and head over to API Gateway directly. I just find it a little bit easier. And let's go ahead and get started here. I'm going to build our API. It's going to be integrated with Lambda, US East 2, perfect. And we'll just call this our pets API. Whoa. Pets API. Awesome. Next up, I want to make sure that the method is just going to be for /pets whenever you want to get. And having default with auto deploy is perfect for me. Great, so I can go ahead and create that. Now it's going to give me this endpoint here, and I'm going to go ahead and copy this. And let's head over to Postman. Can I bump this up? Oh, I can. Okay. So our endpoint is /pets, and if I go ahead and send this off, great, I get hello from protected resources. So we know that that part is good. But again, we want to go ahead and sort of nail this down so that way only authenticated users can hop in there. So what I'm going to do is duplicate this tab, and we're going to switch gears and hop over to Cognito. So Cognito is going to be our service to authenticate our users, and we're going to do so by having a user pool. We can call this pets pool. Works for me. Let's go ahead and review the defaults. And notice that we have just email being verified. Should bump that up. Email being verified. No MFA, none of that good stuff. And we're going to go ahead and create the pool. Awesome. Now there's a couple of things that we do want to tweak. And one of them is going to be having an app client. We're going to call this our pets client. And this is going to be used to configure our hosted UI that we're going to set up in a little bit. So all of these defaults are fine, but we don't want to generate a client secret. Because this is a hosted UI, we don't obviously want to be passing around client secrets on the front end. So from there, we can go ahead and click on create the client, verify that, yep, there is no client secret being involved. And now we can go ahead and hop into our client settings. So enable Cognito identity providers. It is going to be with Cognito user pools. As far as our callback URLs, let's do http:// localhost 3000. And I think it's already yelling at me like, hey, you're in localhost land. Make sure you're not doing this in prod. I'm going to use that also for my sign out URL. And let's go ahead and do an implicit grant. So that way we get the JWT. It's going to switch things over to response type equal to token. And then from here, you can grant as many of these as you want. But I think all it's really going to give us is the email because that's how our users are verifying. Now, as far as the hosted UI, we need to set up a domain. So let's go ahead and save these changes and then do just that. Here's our domain name. We'll call this pets domain service. I don't think it matters too much as long as it is unique. And then let's save those changes. So now if we hop back, we should be able to launch the hosted UI, just like so. So the cool thing about this is it's completely hosted. This is a site that you can stick in your front-end applications and then direct your users to when they hit that login button. It's pretty cool. And it comes with all the things if you use like AWS Amplify before. All the same features, it's just not customized, which of course you can customize if you wanted to. So this is cool. I'm going to go ahead and sign in though. And let's do a couple things here. Go get my email nice and big for all of you. Got it. Oh wait, I forgot my password. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Sign up. Everybody wants to save my credentials for me. Let's not. And then the verification code. Let me go and check my email real quick. It should have popped in there. And maybe, baby. Maybe. Did I put in my email? This is if this is the pain point. Okay, I got it. I was like, if this is the pain point, I guess I'm doing okay. 635-801. Whoops. Must have fat fingered something. 635-801. Cool. Now it says like something weird happened, right? And it redirected us to our localhost area. So a couple things that we can do here. One, all we really care about, like if you're running your front-end application, all we would really care about is just grabbing this ID token from here. And we're going to get this as a callback. I mean, that's what we specified over in Cognito, right? We said when they get done signing in, send me here. And that's just what it did. So this part is all we care about. Now, I'm going to leave you because I hate it when folks don't give you like all the little details that you might need to do this on your own. If you did want to grab that ID token, then if you type in, here we go. So like location.href, that's going to give you the URL. It's not going to work because we don't have anything on localhost, but location.href is going to give you the URL. You want to go ahead and split it by the equal sign. That way we get an array split by the equal sign. And then everything after this, for the most part, is going to be your JWT. And then from there, you're just sort of parsing it along. But from here, let me actually go ahead and grab that. Except I'm going to stop right here. And I just want to show you what's in this JWT. So I'm going to head to jwt.io. And this is honestly one of the flubs that I did, which is why it took me an hour and a half to do this. I pasted that value in there and I got pretty much all the good stuff that I want to know, right? It knows that it came from Cognito. It knows my username and all this good stuff that is really nice, except what threw me off is that it has this access token stuck in there too. And my first clue would have been that the signature is invalid. And that's because I have my JWT and that access token. So I'm going to remove this bit. Signature is verified. And this is the actual JWT that I care about. So don't make that mistake when you're doing this. All right, so I have my Cognito pool set up. And in fact, I have a user in there myself. If I were to refresh this, then I'm confirmed and I'm good to go. But I haven't tied the two together. I have a user pool with Cognito, but I don't have anything with API Gateway. And this is where authorization comes in. So over in API Gateway, I'm going to head to my routes. There's my get route. And you notice that it's just wide open. There's no authorization set for it. Well, let's go ahead and attach one. So we can go ahead and click on create. It is with JWT. You can also do it with Lambda, which is cool, but JWT is really cool. And then for the name, we'll just call this like our Cognito auth. And then this part, request.header.authorization. This is essentially saying how is API Gateway going to find this JWT? Is it going to be in the body, in the URL? And we're saying it's going to be as an authorization header. The issuer URL, this is going to be the URL for our Cognito user pool. And the format for it, I'm going to paste it in here, is as such. So this beginning part, and then the region that your Cognito pool lives in, so US East 2 for me, and then the region with your user pool ID. Now I need to grab that one, and that can be found over here in general settings, right alongside here. Great. Paste that over in our URL there. I got an extra U. Awesome. And then the identity, well, that's going to be our client ID. So, our audience. So over here, I'm going to grab the app client. Nope. Try again. Right here. So app client settings, there's our ID. And then the cool thing is that if you were to mess this up, it'll tell you. It'll be like, hey, we tried looking this up and we found nothing. So we got that taken care of, and now let's go ahead and create and attach. And you notice that now it says, hey, we have this JWT service with auth. So if I were to head over to Postman and try to hit up this endpoint again, it's like, sorry, you're not authorized to be doing all this stuff. So let's fix that. Now we have that JWT from beforehand. So I'm going to head over to jwt.io. This is just where I pasted it at. Copy that over, and back in Postman as a header, I'm going to say the authorization. I think Postman will give it to us. Yeah, authorization, and then paste that in. Now, this is one way to do it. And you notice that if I click send, ta-da, we get access to our resources. But what I'll say is that you probably want to go ahead and stick in bearer with a space inside of here as well, just because a lot of different services, even though Cognito doesn't require it, a lot of different services like Auth0 will. And that's another benefit of using this service here, is that you can integrate it with Cognito, you can do Auth0, but with that out of the way, I think we got everything set up. So now the only thing left to do is just build out the business logic in your application, because all that security for a lot of the ways is taken care of. And there's a couple more things that you can do, but I'm going to go ahead and cut things here. I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks again to CloudBart and to Eric Johnson for helping me out. Appreciate it. Peace. Oh, I can't cut it yet, actually. Shout out to ¿cómo se llama? Marcia Villalba. She's on YouTube, and definitely follow her content, because she her video has an example with Auth0, and it helped me out a ton. So aside from that, thanks everybody, and I'll check you all next time.